Britain's investment crisis, why capital no longer builds the nation. Britain is not poor, Britain is not short of talent, Britain is not lacking capital, and yet Britain is falling behind. For 3 decades, the US has UK has invested less than almost every major advanced economy. Productivity has stagnated, wages have flatlined, growth has become a rounding error. In August 2025, Parliament finally said the quiet part out loud, not tweaks at the margins. Britain needs new architecture of investment for a new age of risk. That sentence isn't policy, it's a confession. Section 1. The scale of the failure. The numbers are brutal. For 24 of the last 30 years, the UK has had lowest investment scale share of GDP in the G7. Among OECD countries, it ranks near the bottom in capital formation. This is not a recession story. This is not a Brexit noise. This is not a temporary shock. This is a structural decay. Investments are the engine of productivity. Productivity is the engine of wages. Wages are the engine of social stability. When investment die, everything downstream rots. And Britain let that happen slowly, politely, repeatedly. Politicians love talking about growth targets. The IMF projects UK growth at 1.2, almost below most peers. That sounds abstract, but here is the reality. At 1% growth, you don't compound power, you define decline. Meanwhile, the US mobilizes venture capital at scale. China coordinates states, banks, and industries. Even mid-sized economies build national investment machines. Britain debates incentives while the future is being financed elsewhere. The core problem, capital without commitment. Here is the heart of the crisis. Britain has world class capital, but it doesn't build Britain. Pension funds prefer overseas assets, liquid markets, low political risk. Insurance firms optimize for regulatory safety, short term solvency optics. Balance, lend against banks, lend against property, avoid long horizon enterprise risk. The result, British workers saving finances other nations' growth. This isn't immoral, it's rational under a broken system. Capital follows incentives. Britain stopped providing them. In the UK, startups can raise seed money. Large corporations can borrow cheaply, but scale-ups they fall into a financial abyss. This is why UK tech firms list in New York stock exchanges. Founders sell early. Productivity never compounds domestically. Public markets punish patience. Private markets exit too fast. The system doesn't reward builders. It rewards flippers, and nations built on flipping eventually hollow out. When Parliament said no tweaks, they're admitting something dangerous. Tax credits won't fix this. One-off funds won't fix this. Rebranding institution won't fix this. The post 1980s Britain model is exhausted. A financial center without an industrial spine becomes a parasite on global flows. What's being demanded quietly is long term capital mandates, risk sharing between state and private finance, institution that absorbs early losses to unlock scale. In other words, capital discipline with national intent. The new rage of risk. This matters now because the world has changed. The next era is defined by AI infrastructure, energy transition, defense and security, supply chain sovereignty, climate volatility. These are not 12 monthly investments, these are decade long bets. A system designed to minimize risk will lose to systems designed to dominate it ultimately. Britain's current architecture avoids risk. This is strategic suicide. This isn't always about finance, it's about a rent seeking marketplace and a power building economy. And Britain has to choose one of them. Capital will not save Britain out of loyalty, it will be forced, incentivized, and structured to build. If this inquiry fails, Britain doesn't decline loudly, it fades politely, gradually, and permanently. Because in the modern world, don't invest nations that don't invest don't lead, they get managed. Britain doesn't need any more money, it needs an investment system that builds power instead of hiding from risk. This is the real battle.